Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Talking Automotive podcast, episode 25. It's been like 4 weeks, I think, since the last podcast, but today we have Picnik Media on. Welcome, dude.
Cheers, bro.
You want to say a little bit about yourself, and then we'll get into talking some dribble?
I'm just a bloke that loves freaking skids and had a dream of building a burnout car and somehow made it happen.
You did. You've been through like a lot with that burnout car, haven't you?
Yeah, last year was a bit of an odd one.
Just want to say quickly, thank you to all the members and all the tippers and stuff. You guys like make the podcast and everything else happen. And I know Michael probably knows exactly what that means as well, with like merch and all that.
Oh yeah, everything we do wouldn't be possible without like subscribers and like fans and all the legends and everything chipping in. Literally wouldn't be possible without them.
Yeah, like YouTube does not pay enough to
you can't bank on it too.
Yeah. So you want to give a bit of a rundown on your channel and whatnot?
Well, yeah, so pretty much like I've had that channel for I think like on 11 years now. And I've always been into cinematography. I've always been into filming. I've always been obsessed with cars and everything. So I've always been filming like cinematic videos and everything and uploading them for the better part of 11 years now.
Yeah.
I like started with COD montages back in the day and everything, teaching myself to edit. But when it started back then, like I was uploading every other month and everything. It took me the better part of 10 years to get 500 subs. And then last year at Summernats was kind of when I decided to take it serious and step it up. And then we're just about to hit 16,000 subs in
Holy shit.
So
how good is that, dude?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome seeing it grow.
Yeah, you've grown like pretty fast then, hey? Like
there's the difference between like properly taking it serious and not.
Yeah. Like, oh dude, what? I didn't even realize you were at 16K. That's insane.
well, literally, I think we're like 50 subs or less off.
Yeah,
like
right.
16K.
Oh, well, if you listen to this right now, I want you to go subscribe because you need to get to 16K. And then buy some merch as well. So, yeah, what the hell? So you started, what is it, last year you started like fully uploading. Do you have like a schedule?
Yeah, so I decided to stick to the schedule because like after trying to do like research and study and look into it and try and follow the algorithms and things like that, everyone was saying like consistency was key.
Yeah.
Which it had its ups and downs because sometimes you focus on quantity over quality.
Yeah, 100%.
So I tried to stick to like 3 uploads a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I think we only missed a couple last year, like all together. But yeah, at the time, like that's what helped and everything. But yeah, along with that, when I wanted to take it seriously, I decided to take it like a different move, like with my job and career as well, so that it could work hand in hand with attempting to give YouTube a solid go.
Yeah, right. That's awesome. Like you're giving it a red hot crack and like, making moves with work and all that stuff to make YouTube work, because it's pretty hard to do that. Because at the moment, I'm taking like half of Friday off, so I work Monday to Friday, but do a half day on Friday to film and edit and all that stuff, like do a TikTok and everything. So
well, like because the job I had previously before, like because I'm in security now, and I specifically did security so that I could work night shifts. So I work 7 p.m. till 7 a.m. at like during the night doing 12-hour shifts. Yeah. And then that would make it so that during the day I could film and make videos and everything. But yeah, before that, I was actually a wheel aligner at Bob Jane, and that was like 6 days a week, like down work. And there was no time to make videos anyways. Whenever I'd try, it was like you'd blink and it'd be 6 weeks and before you like since your last video.
Yeah, that happens. Hey, like I noticed that because I did have a girlfriend as well. So like all this time was just like disappearing. And then, ever since taking Fridays off and not having a girlfriend and stuff, I'm having enough time to like plan and do stuff.
Yeah. I'm super lucky because Indy, my girlfriend, she actually like, not only does she like love doing everything with the car and everything, but she also behind me and supporting me. So
yeah, that's
I've
right.
I've also got someone that like lives with me that's always pushing me and backing me up and hyping me up, and so it's good for motivation.
Yeah, that's sick. That's so cool.
Yeah,
I like that. Yeah, I think I've seen her in like a few videos and Instagram posts and stuff. So
yeah, we're trying to like integrate her more into it, try and like get more people in the vlog, so it's not just me hanging out with a car.
Yeah, nah, that's cool. I don't know. Do you have the chat open? There's some people in there. We got 26 people watching. So if you want to get some questions in for Michael, get them in. Sure, you guys are keen because this has been a long-awaited podcast.
Yeah, I think we've been planning to do this for
probably over a year.
Yeah.
I don't know. I messaged you like
all of a sudden, like literally within like the last couple of days is when we've actually pulled our finger out to do it.
Yeah, I'll get up when I messaged you like the first time. 24th of October.
Wow, so literally months ago.
Yeah. 24th of October.
Ooh. Oh, mute that. I was just coming back to on my side. Yeah, just getting the chat up.
Yeah, no worries. Someone's just asking me if my Hilux wrap is done. It isn't. I have one side done. I got to do the other side, and then
I saw on your Instagram that you were wrapping it.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, well, like before, pretty much like the main thing that I was teaching myself as well to do was to vinyl wrap and everything, because I like the old wagon that I had that was wrapped, and my mate Scott Durnell, like he pretty much taught me how to do it. So we've wrapped a couple cars now and everything, but it took us a long time to figure it all out.
Yeah, I'm actually doing like a quick wrap course on that actually, and then hopefully start my own wrap business or join someone and then do side stuff and then.
Oh yeah. And do you like? Have you ever watched like CK raps on YouTube?
I have. Yeah, he's like insane.
That's pretty much how I learned to rap. Like, I was always fascinated with it and always wanted to do it. And then I literally like I think a mate put me onto him, or I was just YouTubing something. Yeah. And he taught me how to do bloody everything.
Everything. Yeah. See, like I've been watching him, but like I just want some like pro to be there with me and be like, nah, you should do it like this or whatever.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it's good. Like, and to be able to like quote, they teach you how to like quote cars and do all that stuff. So
yeah, that's like, I've always thought about it too. Like when you're looking at another source of income to be able to do something you want to do while you're doing videos and YouTube and all that, I was like, I could probably do like vinyl wrapping on the side, but like I haven't got that professional touch. Like the seams and the edges, like panels are fine, but it's like when you're actually finishing a panel, it's just like that last 10%.
Yeah.
Like when it's your own car, it's fine because you can overlook that stuff. But I couldn't take someone's money and then give them something that I'm not happy with, kind of thing.
100%. I know exactly that feeling. So like, that's why I'm doing this course so I can do everyone else's cars like 100% or better than 100%. You know. Zach says to put him into the Discord, so I'll bring him on. We'll get him in the thing. Go. There we go.
What's
Zach,
up,
mate?
Welcome. How are you? Picnik Media. I'm so glad I finally get to talk to you, dude.
It's bloody been here. Like it's probably been about a year since we've been like commenting on each other's like YouTube videos.
Oh,
yeah. I've just seen you get pretty viral on the TikTok. You know, very nice.
Yeah, I got lucky with that.
Yeah, dude. No, that's wicked. Yeah, no, it's been a while, eh? It's been a while. No, I saw you guys were doing a little bit of a stream, and Sarah's auntie and everyone just left, so I thought I would quickly jump on and say good day to everyone.
Nice. Sweet. It's good to have a co-host with me.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. No, that's it. No, I heard you guys were talking about rapping.
Yes, we are. I think Michael's sister said you can do rapping with her or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She wants to start her own business and everything, and she was like, "Oh, you can do vinyl wrapping for me," and that's pretty much the conversation we just had, where it was the same thing I was having with her. I'm not happy to be able to be taking someone's money for it.
Yeah. Well, you can go do that course. It's only like 4 days, so.
Yeah. Is that like through like one of the actual companies or brands?
Yeah, it's through Hexus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. No.
Yes. I'll
Good
come
colour.
up. I'll come up and wrap it, Zach.
Oh, it's all right because I work as a rapper.
You do.
Yeah, no, I started with Brett at Empire Tint and Vinyl for the last 2 months now, and we finally just started getting back into doing wraps. He doesn't really book that much, but when he does, it's very special because we try and make a lot of time for them. Like window tinting's just a little bit more in terms of like profit wise, just so much easier, a lot less room for margin, a lot less room for error, or a lot more room for error. Sorry. So in terms of wrapping and stuff like that, we don't really get much in. So I'm very excited that we're going to be wrapping the RX-7 next week in that color.
Oh shoot!
Really?
It might even beat you, Mez. I'm sorry.
You actually will.
No, it's funny. Oh, how much have you got left to go with the Nato Grey Luxie?
I have 2 door panels left.
Is that it?
Yeah.
The doors are easy. You can smash them out in an hour.
Hell yeah!
I could smash them out.
Go do them now. We'll do it on stream.
Yeah, see you, boys. Oh god. Yeah.
No, Picnik, that's cool. So I've been watching a whole bunch of your stuff too, as of recent, and especially like I think with a lot of people as well, going from when unfortunately you lost that car off the back of the trailer as well, because that was wrapped at the same time as well. But yeah, no, just like I really appreciate the sort of how you've come from that car, especially, and going into a whole new shell and building this car as well, and trying to keep the whole focus of your channel alive. So I just wanted to quickly say that before I go any further. You've done a freaking wicked job, dude.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Well,
no, you're all good.
It wouldn't be without like the subscribers and like, because I had some incredible mates helping with that, like on the day and everything. Like I even had like one mate that like, because I sent a couple boys a Snapchat so that they wouldn't find it like or see it somewhere else. And one of my mates, like as soon as he saw it, he went on Snap Maps because he knew I obviously wouldn't be texting me.
Oh shit! And he came and found you.
Snap Maps and just started driving to where I was. So like I had a lot of legends that helped out, but
that's insane.
The biggest thing was there was so many like people like commenting and so many like subscribers and fans and everyone that reached out. It made it so much easier to cope with it because there was just so much support. And then one of the guys in the scene, he actually had a spare wagon shell that he was going to use for like a big top 60 build he was going to do for Summernats. But he used his like, because that was going to be his donor car. He used his other car to build it anyway, so it was just sitting there. So he like within a couple of days, he donated a shell to us.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, like it was incredible. Without all those people, it probably would have like that would have just crushed me. I would have like never probably happened to go along with YouTube. Like probably just completely step back and quit.
Given up. Yeah.
Like, it would have ruined me, and I probably would have had like gotten mad depression from it. But there was just so much support that it just motivated me. Literally, like the day of the crash, I was again so motivated just to do it all again.
Yeah, considering it was your only car on YouTube at the time as well, being such a small channel, you don't exactly like. In a way, if it was a much bigger channel and you had like hundreds of thousands of subscribers, that crash and the way you went around it, if you were smart enough, you could gain the money back from that and use that to go back into the cars. But being such a small channel, a lot of people have to realize that you having that car go was in a way like a multi couple of $10,000, bills that you needed to now fork out. Like, and it's awesome that so many people have come through and helped you out, and it's cool to see you rise sort of and get back on your feet after that whole thing as well. I think it's wicked.
Cheers, man. Yeah. Well, like literally, like I remember one of the first things I thought, because once we stopped, like the car that we were in was fine. Like we had the blower in the back seat, and it kind of like it dented my laptop and did some damage and stuff. But we were all good.
Yeah.
And then like when I got out of the car and saw that the wagon was literally on its side, like one of the first things I thought, I was like, well, cool, delete the YouTube channel. It's all over. It's all gone.
Yep. No, that sucks.
Well, I don't actually know how it happened. Do you want to go through like what exactly happened, if you can even remember? Like,
Oh, dude, I remember it vividly.
Yeah,
Like,
you want to go through how that crash happened?
so to look at it with hindsight now, it did honestly come down to a bit of user error. It was the first time I'd ever towed a car on a trailer.
Yeah.
And like a VE wagon, not only is it 2 ton, but the bitch is huge. It's wide, it's long.
Oh yeah.
They just
Long.
suck to tow.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like the trailer was like, if I'd known more, I wouldn't have taken that trailer because the beaver tail was so long. It had the wagon pitched on an angle to begin with.
Ah.
And yeah, it was just a recipe for disaster. And then
So more weight would have been over the back of the trailer, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was the main issue that caused it. But then when coming up to that hill, because I was already pissed scared of that hill anyways, because I know how big and long it is.
Yeah.
And when we got to the top of it, I was already going slow, and I could start to feel that it was going a little bit, but I thought it'd be fine. And then I was going real slow because I knew that like when you start to get wobbles and everything, stomping on the brakes is bad. Like in a perfect world, in a perfect scenario, normally accelerating to driving out of it will help pull you out of the speed wobbles. But it was like a huge semi-trailer truck blew by us on the outside lane, and it kind of just like as it went through, it was just enough to like suck us in and then push us out. And then within like a split second, it was like we were just along for the ride. Like,
yeah.
It was insane.
The trailer was in control.
Yeah, 100% being dragged around by 3 ton or something like that on the back of it. Yeah.
Like you could feel it just dragging us. Like we were very lucky that like once we actually spun around, the trailer had jackknifed so hard that it like pinched itself against the chassis of the Hilux that we're in. So you could literally feel all the downforce. As soon as it pinched, it just like sucked the car to the ground.
Oh, wow.
So like you could definitely tell we weren't going to roll. It was kind of just like, where the hell are we going to stop?
Yeah, you are along for the ride at that point. Like you just have to let the car and the whole thing do whatever it needs to do. Let Mother Nature do whatever it needs to do.
Yeah, I remember Indy was like, because I was panicking, and she was like, no, it's fine, trying to calm me down. And it was legit like in that second where I was just like I'm completely out of control. Like I don't have this. It's gone. And it was pretty terrifying.
That's pretty fucked. Like, yeah, I know how scary it is because like towing my drift car, like even if you try and get it as good as you can for center of gravity or whatever, it's still like if you just hit that little like wobble and it like you got to correct it and it's fucked. It's so scary.
Yeah, whenever we're towing the wagon now and it just gets like those tiny little wobbles,
you just
like fear just shoots out my ass.
Yeah. Do you drive like extra slow now when you're towing?
Well, believe it or not, like I because my mate Ben Daly and my other mate Tim, like they're on the channel quite a bit. They're usually the ones that are helping me like busting their asses just to help tow my car because I don't actually have a tow rig.
You don't have a tow car, yeah.
Yeah, and most of the time they're just they're driving it and everything. But yeah, it's like because obviously they're more confident, they'll drive to the speed limit, and it took me a while to be able to get comfortable. I was just like nervous the entire time, but I knew as soon as the crash happened, because I wanted to build a burnout car of all cars to build, like the trailer and track queen. I knew I was going to have to like theoretically get back on the horse and like
certainly without a doubt.
There was no room to be able to just let the fear take over because I knew I'd have to tow a trailer again sooner or later. So
no way of getting out of that one.
Pretty much like after we got back, we picked up another trailer, went back to the tow yard and picked up like direct wagon, and literally like within the hour we were towing it again, but we learned a very valuable lesson from it, like and how to the importance of strapping a car right and putting it in the right spot. We just annoyingly had to learn it the worst way.
Yeah, very
You'll
hard
never do
way.
it again.
We'll do it again.
Yeah,
but,
certainly.
Me and the boys, we've got it down to the point where we know exactly where to put the wagon, like exactly where to strap it. We've got it down to a fine art now.
That's perfect.
That's awesome. I was going to say, do you want to talk us through the wagon? Because I know there's some people out there, including myself, that is not really up to scratch with the whole V8 and blower and everything else that you have in that car.
Yeah.
What on earth is it? I know it's a VF wagon. I don't know whether the rest of underneath that car is actually a VF. So what on earth is it?
So the shell is a VE wagon, but like when Holden made the VF, they pretty much, especially with the wagons, all they did was change the dash and the front end. So we because the last wagon we'd done a VF front end swap, that was like our first bit of good YouTube content. We sourced another one from a subscriber. They reached out and they were wrecking a VF, so we bought the front end off them like the week later from like Newcastle. So it is just a VE with a VF front, but the only thing that makes it a VE now is the dash. There's no real electronics in the car. There's no ECU, no BCM. So theoretically, it's kind of just like an engine strapped to a chassis with like a running gear.
That sounds horrifying. That's awesome.
I'm only like just kind of getting like over the nerves of like starting it and like driving it because they are pure intimidation.
Oh yeah,
100%.
So loud and aggressive that it did scare the absolute shit out of me.
I feel scared watching them, dude. Like watching your videos intimidates me. It's insane.
So like all the interior from the wagon is the same interior from the old wagon. Like the passenger side, like some of the door cards and like the A-pillar's gone, like because they didn't survive the crash from the old one. Then the driver's doors are from the old wagon as well. But other than that, it's still the same block out of the old wagon. So it's got like 250,000 Ks on it. But other than that, one of my legend, like one of my mates, he's a legend, like Mitch Smith. He's constantly building different cars and everything, and he had the rotating assembly out of his car that he wasn't going to use. So it's like LSX pistons and crank and like and good rods, and so it's still relatively stock on the bottom end, but it's held together with like ARP bolts and all the good stuff that you pretty much need.
So it is LS based.
What's that?
It is LS based. The powertrain.
So it was an L98, which is more or less an LS2. Same family and everything. but it's gone from a 6 liter to like a 6.4 liter, I think it is now. And then it's just like a high-rise manifold, 671 blower shot blower, and then a huge carbon fiber injector hat. So most of the things of the burnout scene are like it's more show than go. Because
certainly.
It looks like it makes 2,000 horsepower, but at the wheels it probably only makes like 750. It makes like 900 torque, so it's more than enough to blow the tires off. And
literally catches fire.
And then it's got a turbo 400 gearbox, like a huge single piece tail shaft. And then at the moment, while we're saving up to tub it and do like 4-link rear end and stuff, it's just a stock rear end at the moment.
Okay.
So
is it really?
Yeah, like at Power Cruise, like it took some punishment, and like we were like swapping CVs and diffs at like 2 a.m. in the morning. Because like obviously I want the car to be slammed. Like I want it to be like sacked on its ass. Because in perfect world, I want to like not combine like stance and JDM with burnouts, but just doing stuff that people haven't done before.
Yeah, I love that.
With it so slammed, the stock CVs just hated it.
Yeah.
They were like 45-degree angles, and like the first skid we did just destroyed them. Yeah. And then like we chucked another diff in it, and then we ended up blowing that up too in the same day. But it's good. The weak links broke, and the expensive bits stayed together.
Yep. So is there any option in going like with a true track or something along those lines in the future as well? In terms of diff, or
that'd still be like an expensive band-aid, like
it would be,
because like the VF, the VF LSAs, the VF Series 2 GT, like HSVs, they came out with like a 9.9 inch, but it's still still an IRS rear end and everything, so you still just run the risk of hurting all those type of things. Most people, like in the burnouts, you really have to go with like a 9-inch diff and like big billet axles and stuff. It's the only way you can really do it. We'll get there one day, but
it's going to be amazing to see it all happen. I know you will, but it's just going to be awesome to see it all happen.
I kind of want to like come up and like come in it. Like, should I just fly out one day and we'll just do some videos and a podcast up there? And
Yeah. Well,
Registered, yeah. We'll drive it through Sydney.
well, the old plates of the old wagon are still registered. So, like, theoretically, because the way it is in ACT is like you can just keep putting rego on theoretically until it's defected. You don't need to do inspections or anything. So
yeah, same in Queensland.
We can just chuck like rego on it and then put those plates on the way. But in my head, I don't see the point in putting rego on it because if a cop sees you regardless, they're not going to care.
Nah.
You're getting smashed either way.
You drive, drive out of your driveway and it'll just be instant red and blue lights.
And the thing is, it is stupidly loud. Like, and when you're at a track in an event, it's awesome to be loud, but literally, like, the exhaust jumps straight out of the headers, and it is ear piercingly loud.
So there's no exhaust.
Yeah, no exhaust, because the thing with burnout cars is, like, if you have a massive exhaust at the back, it's a good way to have tire fires, because I don't know if you've ever been around a big car doing a burnout, but in the smoke, you can actually feel the rubber in the smoke hitting you.
Yeah,
and
you
it's
can.
It's literally like rubber dust, and when that builds up under the car, and especially on the exhaust, that's what lights like it just goes up in flames.
Yeah.
So that's why half the reason why most burnout guys don't run an exhaust. It helped mitigate the fires.
Okay.
But anyways, going back to like collabing and stuff, I've been talking to Luke Fink a lot, and I reckon we all need to do this like massive YouTuber thing up at Archie, and I'll have to put an exhaust on it for that because you got to make it wide enough
Archie,
to go. So we'll try.
I hope you know that there is literally a retirement village up the other end of that road.
Well, I'm actually thinking of flying up soon, so we should somehow do that together.
I have spare rooms. I'm in one. Go for it. Come sit here.
If not, bare minimum will be at like the Queensland Power Cruise.
Yeah,
we're like 100% going to that. We got one of our mates Bucks nights that we're gonna go to as well.
Yeah.
But Luke will plan to do something with that as well. And then also as Summer Nats, like he just entered Summer Nats, so your boys should definitely come to that. That is
Luke entered some. Is this in the LSS 13?
Yes. Yeah.
Hey, very cool. It'd be interesting to see if you can get it done in time. I know it hasn't got much left, does it?
It doesn't have much left.
Well, yeah, from what I was seeing, it looks like it's pretty close to being done.
Yeah, like turbo, and that's pretty much it. Turbo kit. And
I even have tickets like from the start of COVID that cancelled, like flight tickets, so I can book a plane whenever.
So do I actually. Let's do that.
Yeah.
But I'm such a hermit crab. Like I've never really leave Canberra type thing. Like,
well,
man,
we're going.
Yeah, I'm keen to get out.
Just want to take a real quick second. We have two members that have just joined the channel. Sarim, he's just joined as a Big Dreamer squad. Thank you so much. And Matthew, I'm not going to even bother pronounce your last name. Thank you so much, guys. Absolute legends. He says couldn't donate as he's not old enough to have PayPal, but this will do. Cheers, man. Absolute legend.
Cheers, Matty. And Sarim.
And Sarim, yeah. Sarim's always here. Like every podcast, always here. Every live stream, here. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that come back. It's sick.
Yeah, it's good. Like even like myself, like with a channel, like I know so many subscribers' names off by heart because they're in every single video and comment.
Yeah.
And like she knows like so many people's like our super fans and stuff that order all our merch.
Oh
like, she remembers them all by name and where everything's going. Like it's pretty awesome.
That's so friggin' cool. Yeah.
That's wicked.
Do you do like drops of merch, or do you have like always like merch just sitting there ready to go?
Dude, we still don't know what we're doing. Like we're trying both, and it's just like just as you think it's like working and taking off, it just goes completely stale. And like I was talking to Luke about it the other day, and he seems to be doing it pretty well, but man, it's hit a real dry spell of like it's so hard to figure out what to do.
Yeah.
Luke's always pretty on top of it in terms of like trying to keep stuff in stock. I have no idea how he does it.
Oh yeah, you know, it makes me like it gives me anxiety looking at how well.
Oh yeah, oh god, yeah. No, without a doubt. That's one of the best things about at the moment where I'm working with Empire Tint and Vinyl. He's just picked up a t-shirt printer, so we're going to be starting to do like drop shipping and stuff like that very very soon, and it's going to be wicked. So you don't even have to like see your merch.
Yeah,
you're just like. All the stuff that's ordered is just sent straight to us, and we send it out to people. You just see money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm giving like it's kind of like a trial run of a drop shipping method at the moment, kind of thing.
Oh, cool.
On demand, but like still are like unsold with it. Like
Yeah.
every bit of merch we've done it with different companies, like trying to learn and stuff, and just I don't know. It's so hard to find not only the quality but then the pricing.
Yeah.
And then the weirdest thing that I find with a lot of merch companies is like their sole thing they do is print T-shirts, and sometimes it is so hard to get them to do that. Like, it's the one job, and like they're like, oh, it'll take a day, and then like 4 weeks later, you're just chasing them up, and then they have your entire order ready that next day, and you're like, what have you been doing the last couple of weeks?
And it's so hard just to get them to print it and get quotes in the first place. It's like all of a sudden you have to email them to this email and that email and then tell them exactly how big you want it. It's just like, I'll just send you a PNG. Just put it on a freaking shirt and send it to me. It's not that hard.
Not hard.
That's all I want.
Yeah. That's what I liked about DeathClick. You just send him a PNG. Someone orders your T-shirt in the size they want, and then it goes to them. Like, it's so good.
He sizes it up. He does everything you need to do. He just invoices you at the end of the month.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
He makes all the money and you make nothing.
Basically, yes. It's funny.
Yeah.
No, it's going to be wicked.
Yeah.
No, I wish I still had my Falcon now, because, like, I don't know, after talking to you, it would have been sick to have the Falcon and the, I don't know, whatever the hell you own. Yeah, but no, it's cool. No, it would have been really cool. But the amount of people that's like kept telling me in all the comment sections, because I was driving like an absolute bitch, is like, take it to the track and go let Picnik Media drive it, because he knows what he's doing with that sort of stuff.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
Apparently you do. You do skids. I didn't do skids. So
I just freaking put my foot down and hold on.
Yeah, see, I don't have the balls to do that, dude.
Yeah, that's it.
Like the difference between like an NA car, well, even though your car was an NA, but like in like a street level kind of car, you just put your foot flat and you just hope for the best. Whereas like now you're like with a blown mechanically injected car, like it's
instant torque, isn't it?
Touch the throttle and it's just limiter.
Yeah.
Like the first skid I get in it, I literally started in second gear, touched the throttle, and I was like, oh shit. Like literally top gear, third gear. If you put your foot flat, it is just straight limiter. Like,
yeah. I guess that's a good thing about it, because I guess your car is so. I guess it'd be easy to understand that, you know, a certain throttle range is always going to spin the tires, so you kind of know what's happening.
Well, I always dreamed of like going to power crews and stuff. I always wanted a car where like any gear, anything, if you just go bang. You just make clouds.
Yeah.
And that's what the Wagon does, because the old Wagon, I was too embarrassed to even enter it in power crews because it's a 2-ton car, and like and it was an auto as well. I'd have to be one of those annoying people that sit there on the brake, wait for the wheels to start spinning, and then hope for the best, holding everyone up. But at this, you can be doing like 60, 80 Ks. And if you just put your foot down, it just makes clouds.
That's amazing.
That's so freaking good, hey. That's
it's sick. But yeah, it took a while to be able to like. I remember like Power Cruise was the best place to learn the car, because like on the first day, like as soon as the wheels would start spinning, I'd like back off and be like, "Whoa, that was scary." And then like the third day, we were like getting wristbands taken because we were just like getting a brand new set of tires. We'd get off in almost one power skid, like almost blow a set of tires.
Holy shit!
I love it. Yeah, dude. I'd say if you ever come up to Queensland Power Cruise, you'll have like one of the sickest cars there. As like in comparison to Sydney, I don't think Brisbane is anywhere near as good in terms of like the quality of cars that sort of go there. It's cool because you can see the whole track though. That's one of the best things about it. Yeah.
Like me and my mates, we try to talk about that. Like, we always wonder, is Queensland bigger? But because we're so far away, the social media kind of just doesn't reach, and you don't see it the same. But we always feel like Sydney is massive because like. Everywhere you look is like $100,000 cars, like everywhere.
Yeah.
They're all insane,
and
which
like,
is also intimidating.
Melbourne doesn't even have a power cruise.
Imagine Sydney, but instead of like, I don't know, just imagine it with bogans. Like full,
There's a lot of bogans at Sydney.
Okay, I guess like in terms of like the cars that are entering, like $100,000 cars, like take $100,000 off that price, and that's what enters into Brisbane, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. You just get a lot of I don't know, a lot of people that you can tell do a lot of stuff on the street that just want to try and show off a little bit, and they love it. They absolutely love it, and it's amazing to watch.
Yeah.
But, I know it's going to be interesting.
The terrifying thing like about Sydney is it's like so chaotic because that's a really fast pace. Like
certainly.
It's really wide, huge berms. Like like everyone's rolling around at like 80 to 100 Ks. Like it's a very fast paced track, and like you'll like slow down because you'll see like something that's really expensive in front of you that you're not going to gamble with, and then you just have someone that blows by you drifting, and you're like you didn't even see him coming, and they just shoot past you. Like it's always coming from everywhere. But
yeah, right.
Like because I've been in a lot of my mates' cars at NA, and it's just pure chaos. Like as soon as there's smoke, everyone freaks out because they don't know whether they should stop or speed up, and it's always real clustered and everything. But that's the good thing about being in a big blown car. I don't know if it's because people just don't want to go near you, or
they're all just like staying back.
Everyone gives you space, which was good because I was learning to drive it, so that was very good.
Probably the people sitting out the windows filming your car just going, no, don't do anything. You go.
I was hoping that'd be the case so that I could get a lot of footage from other people. But dude, like, no one filmed anything.
It's probably all like Snapchat or stories. Like no one saves.
But I was hoping to get a lot of footage from people that I could then just use.
Yeah.
And it was nothing. Nothing was coming up.
Melbourne needs a power cruise.
Melbourne just needs a good track scene in general.
So we're actually getting a track made. It's just not going to be done for a very long time.
The one out at Pakenham or whatever it was?
Yeah.
So is that going to be like a full motorplex or just like?
Yeah, it's going to be like have like a drag strip and then have like a racetrack around it and like some other stuff to do with it, like gun shooting range and all that stuff.
They're not just going to do it Calder Park?
Nah, it's different. So Calder Park's owned by Bob Jane, T-Mart's son, and he's just a bit of a dog and won't do any upkeep, won't do anything. So
that's a bit sad because that's a cool track.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's pretty sad because the whole thing's just like completely run down, and like it still gets used and stuff. Like,
didn't it recently go under new ownership or something, or did he just come into it?
I don't know what's going on, but he can't really do anything with it anyway because there's tires in the dirt. Like the whole like Oscar track, like the banks are filled with tires and like yeah.
So it's all neglected too much.
Yeah.
It's literally just like a warehouse. Just stocking random shit on the track and then that's sad.
But yeah, hopefully this Pakenham racetrack comes along soon. Hopefully apparently they lost some funding during COVID, so they're waiting for like a new investor to come through. And if that happens, then bang, we're on, and we should have a racetrack in the next year or two.
Cool.
Because there's like a major lack in like even burnout events is a huge lack.
We don't have anything, man. Like there's like, you got to go so far.
It would be good to be able to travel more because at the moment, like it's like especially Burnouts is huge in WA, especially with like the mines and everything. It's massive.
Yeah, people just like cash everywhere.
Yeah, and then like far east over where we are and everything, it's pretty much like Sydney and up kind of thing.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Like, we're getting there. Like, keep it rates, keeping it going. Like,
he's doing a good job.
Yeah, we got track events like at least 3 times a month now.
They even I remember they did like an event at like here at Marulan, like down the mile.
Yeah,
and because like for Showtime Customs, they sponsor one of the cars, so I went out there and did a film shoot for them. And like that was a really well put together event.
Yeah,
I'd been to a bunch of Metzeris over the years at Wakefield, and they were kind of just like sloppy, whereas this actually felt like an event.
Yeah, Jason's like the best event like organizer ever. Like, it's so freaking good. Yeah. What else? Oh, someone was asking before. I think his name is Bo. He was asking, what's the most like broken thing on a burnout car? Like, what breaks the most? I think he was asking.
Dude, the best way to look at a burnout car is like the entire car is a consumable. Like everything is designed to be broken and replaced. Like every skid you go out, you don't know if it's going to be like it could be the diff, it could be anything. The biggest goal is that the rods stay in the block. That's the most you can ask for, because it can be like a $60,000 engine, or it can be like $100 LS1 like slapper. One may like snap the crank and go rods out within 5 seconds. One may last with 5 minutes of limiter. Like, and anything can happen in burnouts. Like, it is such a destructive sport. It's so harsh on cars.
Yeah,
certainly. Yeah, that's so cool.
It's a crazy thing. Like, I don't know. Have you looked into drifting much?
Yeah, quite a bit. Yeah.
That's pretty harsh on stuff. But I couldn't imagine just like limiter the whole time. Like,
most of us like try to stick away from limiter, and like the only thing my engine builders told me was to stay off limiter. So I've been trying my absolute best. But like there are some guys, like normally the more you spend on the car, the less limiter it should be it'll normally take. But then you'll get these guys, like these bogans with like $100 slappers that they literally just sit on limiter.
They just mang for days.
Because they've got no power, the tires last forever, and they just literally just bounce off limiter.
Yeah.
And drive off the pad. And normally they enter with like 6 of their mates, and it just cops the abuse.
It's just like Matsuri. I went out there with like the lowest powered car with the worst tires, and I was off track for most of the time. But I didn't go. I only went through 4 tires in 2 days, and I didn't break anything apart from a blown turbo, which I got for $100 because I am cheap with my parts.
Is that the R33?
Yeah, it was sick.
Sheesh.
Yeah, I got it. I think I spent more on the entry to the event than I did on tires.
Oh my god.
Which is kind of sad, but it's cool at the same time. It was cheap.
Yeah.
But no, I couldn't imagine like a burnout car. They'd just kill me.
Well, yeah, because like not only like so harsh on the running gear, but tires do so much freaking damage.
Yeah, like you guys like pop tires are like.
Yeah, that's the reason like tubs their cars, so that like they can keep the wheels inboard so they can contain it all.
Yeah.
Like the first skid I did completely destroyed my rear quarter panel. Like completely destroyed it, smashed it to bits, and that was the first skid. But I think that was because I had tire pressures up way too high, and like it literally just it even blew out my tail light somehow.
Oh really? So it just went boom. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. So most people drifting, they like see a little bit of cord and they're like, I've changed my tires, because like they just don't want to be sitting there pulling out wires for days. Like,
yeah,
you know.
Whereas like that's like our main goal.
yeah. Well, I suppose that's where you guys get your points and all that stuff from. I'm not exactly sure how the point system works for burnouts.
Believe it or not, it's a massive judging criteria. Like,
okay,
it's out of 100 points, and like there's a lot you get marked up and marked down for.
Yeah. Okay. What are the things like?
Well, the biggest ones, because the biggest categories are for 10 points, and you've got things like instant smoke, constant smoke, and volume of smoke. So that's like pretty much as soon as you start your skid, how much smoke you got, how much you're producing, how thick it is, and you got like driver control, throttle control. So if you're just sitting on limiter, you're going to get marked down for it. Then you got like use of the pad, so you're not just sitting there or just doing donuts. You're actually driving around the pad, getting to every corner.
Okay.
Like you get 5 points deducted for every tire you don't get off. If you hit the wall or grab reverse, that's 10 points deducted. Oof. Like, yeah, there's a lot that goes into it, and especially when you get up to like the burnout masters at Summernats, like they're theoretically like instead of trying to get to 100 points, they're all starting at 100 points and like trying not to make deductions.
Oh, try not to lose points. Okay.
Yeah, because they're all fucking insane at driving.
Yeah, they're using the whole skid pad and doing everything and trying not to tap walls and whatnot.
Yeah, putting big cars in small areas.
Yeah, that's like the smallest thing ever. Is it really small? I've never been to Summernats or anything, but it looks really small on TV, like that skid pad.
It looks pretty small, but like it's a mixture. Like I've seen some big cars do some pretty crazy things on there.
Okay.
But
right.
I'm seeing a lot of guys pinball off it because they're just not aware of what they're doing, and they literally just bounce the whole way down.
Yeah, right. So crazy.
Yeah.
Well, just quickly, massive thank you to Matt for the $10 dono as well. I don't think we did that before. Yeah. No, thank you, Matt. We appreciate it, dude.
Thanks, dude. He was the guy saying that he couldn't donate because of PayPal, but he's found a way to donate. And he can't donate too much because he's got a toolbox coming tomorrow. Thank you so much, dude. Legend.
Got to fill it with some tools. No, that's awesome, man.
I hope you can pay for your toolbox.
So how did you guys go with content and everything through COVID? How did you guys get through that?
Well, it was my first year of full-time YouTube. It was very hit and miss. Like it was the first lockdown was brilliant because everyone was home, everyone was trying to treat it with respect, and people were on YouTube, and people, advertisers were still paying because Uber Eats and everything was still good. Everything was still running smoothly. The moment that the second lockdown hit, when people didn't expect it and people weren't really considering it as crazy of a lockdown as what it was, things went crazy. So advertisers stopped paying because they didn't want to. They sort of had used all their money for lockdown payments in the sort of the first bit. So like usually when you would be getting, like I was on track to get a 3K month, and then the next month was 4K and then 5K, and I was like, sweet, excellent, this business is working out really well. I was on track for my 6K month, which I got, and then the next month was 1.5. And I was like, whoa, okay.
I don't know how you do it. I just had like my biggest month with YouTube AdSense, and it was 1,500. Like,
15 cents.
Yeah.
1,500.
So it all comes down to how much you swear in videos, how many videos you make, ad placement, stuff like that. Because you do videos, what, once a week or so?
I try, like I was saying before, to Mez, I was saying that like last year it was like it was quantity over quality. So I was pumping out 3 a week, and then this year I was like, I want to do quality over quantity. So 1-2 videos a week, depends if I've even got the content, kind of thing. But it was like a bit of a like it was hard to push for it when like you knew, especially like after Christmas time, like because December's a good spike for AdSense because everyone like advertisers are paying bulk.
January, February.
Yeah.
Wow.
A good point doing YouTube.
Shocking. Yeah. And yeah, it was like it was just it was just stacking up of things that were just killing me. Like I had no point to do it. Like especially like there was a couple of videos that I did that went like massive, and still they were pulling nothing. The AdSense was nothing. Whereas then in December, I was getting used to like videos that weren't even performing, and I was still getting decent AdSense from them.
Yeah.
Just because of the months. Yeah.
Yep. No, without a doubt. I mean, like if you've got some really good ideas, try and pump them out in December. Like November, December is mint. That's why a lot of YouTubers take a lot of time off in January, February. Like even people as big as PewDiePie and stuff like that always takes January off. Just simply because there's no money in YouTube or advertising or anything during those times. So it's crazy.
And like even people aren't even buying merch in that time too. Like it's just
correct, yeah.
It's just hard to make money anywhere on it.
Yeah, I think we're looking pretty good now, considering we're in the middle of like Mother's Day, Easter, all that sort of stuff. I think we're looking pretty decent, but yeah, who knows?
My AdSense seems to be doing all right, which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you just got a 15K month, did you? Oh, sorry, 1,500.
15K month, holy shit.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, so that was after like, actually no, I think it was only like 1,200 from like last month.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about the same as you. I didn't upload for 2 weeks while moving house. But I also do videos every 2 days at the moment, or every 2 or 3 days.
I got that.
You were doing every day last year, weren't you?
Yeah, once again, massive quantity over quality. I was uploading every day, trying to think of new ideas, and it was going really well. But then I hit a wall, like because I was working so hard, trying to think of new ideas. And then as soon as Max's XR8 supercharged build was finished, and the Falcon was finished at 620 horsepower, and I just bought the Skyline, and I had just finished that and ready to go on the track. I had no other things that I was wanting to do. I had a cool Falcon, I had a mate's cool Falcon, and I had the Skyline, which I was now starting to just get into drifting, and couldn't think of anything else to do to the cars. So I started doing stupid shit like putting underglows on it and thinking about videos like that. And those videos never do as well as gathering parts and trying to build a car that's to a certain horsepower level. So that's why I ended up selling the Falcon, because at that point the car was too nice for me to do anything else to it. The paint was flawless. It had made already crazy power, and I didn't want to push it any further because I was worried, one, about breaking it, and two, it was just a really nice car. So of course, what does anyone do when they just pour thousands of dollars into it and make it perfect? Is you sell it. So I sold it and I bought the FD, and I'm now doing the exact same thing again. But I think the FD is there's a lot more money involved in it, but it's also it pays off a whole lot more because it's a more well-known chassis, and I have wanted it ever since I was a kid. So I'm sort of just building a car over time that's my dream car, and I think a lot of people are now taking a massive big shine to it. So I'm pretty happy with that.
That series is doing very well.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked with it. Considering the fact that I have not driven it on the channel yet, it's quite impressive.
I've been watching videos, but I didn't even realize it.
I reckon keep making house vlogs. They seem to do very well.
For some reason, I did a video last year that's gone crazy and viral. I did my lawn.
What's that at now?
I don't know. It's somewhere up around 10-15K, which is over what I would normally get.
Yeah.
But heaps of not so much automotive people, but lawn people have jumped on there and started watching it.
Well, apparently, I don't know if you guys watch much of Cletus, but he had a guy that did the Freedom Factory, did all of his grass. Yeah. He's a grass YouTuber. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah.
There's grass YouTubers. It's fucking so good.
There's this guy that lives out of Orange, and his YouTube name is Lawn Tips. Yeah. And all he does is mow his lawn every video and talk about how he's doing it and the updates he's doing to it and fixing up little issues. That's his whole business. He has 1 million subscriber YouTube channel, and all he does is mow his lawn.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
We're doing something seriously wrong here.
I'm going to sell all my cars and go out and make some lawn videos and make more money.
I got a meter square of grass out the back, and I can't even keep going.
Nah, you're making videos on that from now on. It's called... And Picnic Media fits in with it too, have a picnic on the grass.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, no, I find it so weird for a car that I haven't even driven on the channel yet. People just seem to really it's gotten hundreds of thousands of views just on this one car alone that I've driven in one video.
Yeah.
So are you just going to plan to have it as a weekender or a cruiser? Are you going to race it? Are you going
to? The whole idea was to make it just. We all know exactly how rotaries can be. The idea was to make it a car that I always just could go out in if the day was nice, and I could go out to the track and smash it around a track, or I could go through the mountains, or I could, probably not do my massive big road trips like I used to, but just really try and enjoy the crap out of the car, because I know that they can take a lot of abuse, those cars and those 13Bs. They're just super temperamental. So, I used to be super anal about the Falcon, and I'm still super anal about the Skyline, and they're pretty forgiving. So I thought it was a pretty good challenge to try and do something that not a lot of people can master, and I'm learning a whole lot with the whole thing. There's a lot of things that I don't know about. I'm just sort of learning a completely different side of engines, and it's odd, super weird.
Yeah. I've always had a massive thing with rotaries and everything. One thing that I wanted to do, when I had this picture of a massive YouTube channel in my head, I was with the old wagon, I was I'll turbo it, and then once that gets big, I'll then pull the turbo motor out, and we'll put that in another car for different content, and then we'll put a 13B with a big wagon.
Yeah, that'll be sick.
Being a 2-ton car, it won't be fast, but it'll fucking look cool and sound cool.
It'll sound sick.
I don't even think it'd spin the tires.
Yeah, it probably would, but it freaking sounds cool.
No, that's cool. Yeah, no, certainly, because a 13B Commodore wagon would be super weird.
Oh, that would be so fun.
But it would break the internet.
Yeah.
No, that'd be cool.
That would but I guess building a blown injected methanol car, it kind of feels like owning a Rotary with the amount of maintenance you have to do to it. It's
yes. Yeah, certainly.
Yeah, I go through like 8 liters of oil like every skid. So like every skid, I'm taking like 15 liters with me at least.
Really?
Like every event, yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, because like obviously when it's revving that high, because it's super thick oil, it's 25 W60. So like you can like turn the bottle upside down and it
like
slowly comes out. Yeah, but like the big thing with methanol is that like with a lot of blow by and everything, it really gets into your oil, and then obviously it's going to thin out your viscosity, which you don't want because you need oil pressure at all times.
Yeah.
So and then you're getting shit in it as well. Like you just like so you want to make sure it's at its tip top shape, and as we know, oil is like it's the blood and the heartline of your car. So instead of just checking it, it's easy maintenance. Instead of costing you tens of thousands of dollars,
you just change it.
You can just for $80, just change the bloody oil. It's the best thing you can do for them.
Okay, I never even thought about that. I was like thinking you'd just be chucking 10W30 in it, yeet. You know,
you got to make sure that you've got oil that's compatible with methanol. Otherwise, the methanol will like split and it won't mix, and then you'll obviously be getting methanol through all your galleries and ports and everything.
Yeah,
and that's got no viscosity or lubing like qualities to it. So your engine will go. So you got to make sure you're using the right stuff and the expensive stuff and the thick stuff, and even still, it's still carnage.
Okay. Jesus.
It's interesting. I never would have even thought. I knew E85 did a little bit to it, but like that's just more servicing, like more frequently, but not methanol. That's cool.
Yeah, like just idling the car around, it'll like milk up the oil like instantly. Like you'll pull it out and it'll literally like be nearly a solid. Like it'll go from like a golden yellow like the oil is to just like a thick, like milky,
really?
Like, real thick. But then if you get it up to temperature or clear it out, it'll just burn it off. And then it won't ruin the oil, but so just putting around and driving the car around, like it's not the best for the oil, but you can clear it out real quick and burn it off. So I don't know. Like I think E85 would probably be the same. Like once you get to once you've got it to temp, you could probably just get it out. But that's just one of the things that you got to do with methanol because the cooling properties for it are unreal. Because like the whole cooling system, like the water pump and the radiator and even the hoses are all stock standard stuff from a VE. But because of the methanol, like when we've come off driving off the pad, like after we've blown the tires, we're shooting fire out of the exhaust and everything. There'll literally be ice on the injector hat and on the supercharger, and like you're like driving off the pad when the car's at its hottest, you're like struggling to reach 90 degrees.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
How good is that? Like if you were using like 98 octane fucking fuel, it would be so hot.
You'd be melting stuff, yeah.
It would be melting everything.
Yeah. Whereas
I think we need to block someone from the chat, by the way. He said a blown LSFD would be sick. Need to get out, please.
There has been a couple. And even though I love all things blown, it's sacrilege. It's not right.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, continue before.
Oh man, I don't know what I'm talking about.
I'm just joking.
The stream's over now. You've ruined it.
I just can't think the same.
Timothy, that's actually like he's part of Picnik as well. So
yeah, I saw his picture.
Yeah.
So he should understand how bad that is.
Come on, man.
He should, yeah.
No, I'm just joking.
I reckon you should drop him.
Apparently LSFDs are some of the most perfect cars known to man, like the weight distribution and the fact that because the LS is so small, it's basically mid-engined. Like it's literally the most perfect swap like into any car.
Sick.
But you just
so small. It's so good. They just literally just go into anything.
Yeah, that's it.
Plus they're cheap, and at the end of the day, an LS1 is so reliable. You can treat it like shit, and it'll just keep going.
Yeah, that's it. One of those crazy things I didn't realize, especially even when I got the car, is I didn't realize that 13Bs were a 1.3 liter.
Yeah, like literally like a bottle of milk type thing. Like
and then the smallest turbo that you would put on it to make like 450, 500 horsepower is like a Garrett 3584 RS. Like that's bigger than the freaking engine.
Yeah.
Like it is mind blowing just how crazy efficient those engines are.
Yeah.
But,
pretty whack.
It's insane. But yes.
I still see them as like defying physics. Like,
Yeah.
like especially from like Hurt, from reading and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I've watched a lot of stuff with the Vargas brothers and everything, and like it's people like them that like they build some solid rotors because they take the abuse and
Oh,
like,
yeah.
push hard on those.
Pretty whack. Like a little spinny thing, like in a I don't know. It's just weird.
Just a little Dorito.
It's a
just
little
wrapped-
Dorito
Yeah.
that gets pushed
Yeah.
around by fire, and then the fire
Yeah.
exits. Like
I love this meme that there's going around the internet at the moment. It's like all these, Barra versus 2JZ versus RB boys going, my engine's better, my engine's better. It's like Rotary guys are just like, engines are shit? Yes, they are. 13Bs are shit. It's just a mutual understanding between all of us that 13Bs are just useless.
Yeah.
But they're cool because they're
They're
spinning
fucking
Doritos.
sick.
That's like that's part of why people love them.
That's it, because they are so unreliable. It's brilliant.
Yeah. At least they sound cool.
Yeah, that's it. I was thinking about adding a motorbike to the mix. You know those what's it? MR22 CBR 250s, whatever they are, the ones that rev
Oh,
to
you're
like.
getting the CB out, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about adding one to the channel very, very soon. Just got to try and find the funds to try and get a motorbike license soon. But it'd be cool to have like two high revving, useless pieces of 90s Japanese junk sitting in my garage.
It's so good.
He said sorry. It's all right, Timothy. We forgive you. The disappointment.
What's your dream car?
Me,
Yeah, you.
bro, my dream car's out in the bloody garage.
Yeah, besides that, right? Any
Oh.
car, go.
Dude, it'd probably still be an early girl, and I'd probably still like put a blown combo in it. Like, I'd love like a HG Monaro, so I'd still be sticking with Holden, something old, something big.
Yeah.
But just something that you can still build and still modify and do something crazy to. And like a dream car of mine would be an FD. Like, I've always frothed FDs.
Yeah.
Come drive mine.
Except they're like $100,000 now.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
So,
I can't complain.
yeah, fuck you, Zach.
My bad. I
we're gonna-
love this. Rotaries are like boats. You want your mates to own one.
That's what I was.
It's like-
Yeah.
I just saw that in the comments. That's brilliant. I love it.
Yeah, that's so good.
No, that's
But,
cool. Yeah, sorry,
yeah.
continue. Yeah, come drive mine.
Yeah, I'd freaking love to drive yours. I'll let you drive the wagon so you can see how similar they are.
I'll be right.
Oh.
I'll drive the wagon.
Go for it.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw an FD the other day. It was like super cheap and it was automatic, and I was like, should I jump on that? But I got
How
other
cheap is super cheap? Like 70 grand?
No, it was like 40 grand.
Wow, I can't believe that's super cheap nowadays.
I'm not saying wow, that's cheap. I'm saying like shit, that's still so expensive.
Yeah, and like who knows what problems it had with it. I just like saw the ad and was like,
It's freaking nuts. Like when I got my 50, like that was like mid-range. Like there was still some for 40, 30. There was some for 60, 70. I was like, yeah, okay, we'll see how we go. Called back Shannon's the other day to see what sort of value they were going for at the moment because I need to up it because they're always just going up. It's an agreed value of now $105,000.
Holy shit.
Wow.
That is nuts. Like it's almost to the point where I don't want to drive it because it's like supercar status now and it's scary.
That's like I can pick up a 2013 GTR for 80 grand.
Yeah, legit. And it would run all the time.
Yeah. Except
Have you ever driven an R35 though? Like,
I've
they're-
driven one and it's like a Maxima.
they're two dialed. Like,
Yeah.
it's not exciting.
they're like luxury as, like they're just
yeah.
You
Like-
kind of want to roll it to a set of traffic lights and go, will this car take off? Will it stall? Will I break
Yeah.
down? Like, it's the kind of excitement you need in your life.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Well, I think they're going to go up in price because the other day they stopped production.
Have they actually?
Last Friday there was a post. It was like at 2 p.m. today. Get your orders in before 2 p.m. We're cancelling production in Australia. Done. Bang. And then like
Wow.
100 orders went in for Nismos.
Actually, have they
Yeah.
have they stopped it?
Yeah.
That was probably all the Matuk boys and people from Croydon
Yeah.
all ordering them. So
Yeah.
they
V-Spec Performance ordered a Nismo, like whatever it is, to add to their collection.
yeah.
Like, it's
Big guy.
insane. Yeah.
See, I'd much rather. Any day I'd own a 34 or a 32 before I own a 35.
Yeah, same, 100%.
I'd never own a 35. Like,
yeah, they just I feel like that'd be fun to drive for a bit. It would just be like a daily car though. Like,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be like something that you have in your garage, like all nice.
Yeah, it needs to be a little bit rowdy.
Yeah, they have fucking pretty cool engines though.
Oh, certainly.
What is a V?
I mean, like as a car guy, the first thing you do when you look at a car is you're imagining the mods or how hard is it to work on it. And looking at a GTR, I would hate to work on one, like an R35.
Oh, yeah. Imagine like all the ECUs and the everything that's in it. It would just be so bad.
Yeah, like even trying to work out the logistics on like when we're trying to do my car, if we're going to keep the BCM and everything, which is minimalistic compared to some of the technology out there.
Oh, yeah.
A nightmare. Like
Commodore BCM is like, I could imagine the technology that goes into that versus an R35 is.
It's just like 2 wires.
It's not even a point even trying to compare.
Yeah, the biggest luxury is we have electric windows. So
that's it. The FG Falcon didn't even come with Bluetooth as standard. Like, it's freaking insane.
Yeah. But it's good now because the car that the Wagon only runs on like 4 wires now, so it's good. It's really easy to find issues if there ever is any.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could imagine it'd be so like amazing to work on and try and find issues with.
The best thing is like, especially now that it's mechanical injection and it's the fuel cell in the back with a pump that pushes fuel into like a smaller header tank in the front.
Yeah.
Like, there's no unseen things that can be issues. You can see everything.
Yeah, it's so good.
Mechanical and not like all electronic, you can see if it's physically working or not. Like, it's so easy to diagnose, so quick to look through things. And like, now that all the wiring and all the sensors and everything's out of the way, everything is so accessible and like everything is so easily reachable. It's very good being so minimalistic.
Yeah. I need to do that with my drift car, but so much effort ripping out like all the wires and then just like getting tail lights, headlights, like whatever.
With the old Wagon, when it was still in it, we were trying to figure out how to get harnesses from the States so that you could still use the BCM. Like the 6L80 gearbox it has its own TCM, so you can't manually shift that. You need its own computer to tell it when to shift and everything. And it was going to be a nightmare. But we were going to try and make it work because we didn't want to go ripping all of the interior out to rip all the wiring out. It's like kilometers of wiring.
Yeah.
Whereas like when we got the new shell, it was a completely bare shell. So it made it so easy because it was just from scratch.
Yeah.
Like everything on that car you've put in, you've touched, you know exactly what's going on there, which is awesome. Yeah.
So you can trust everything. You know where everything is. You know how everything works. It's good. That'd
be awesome. I guess that's always the stress of going into a brand new shell, like going into a brand new car that you don't know anything about. Is just learning about everything, and over time you learn everything. But
especially when it's a car that's like 30 odd years old, because even like things that are like the looms that should be fine, man, a rat could have eaten them, rust could have gotten them. Like
they're all like heat.
Like,
yeah,
you can't even trust what came from factory from back then. it's just so old now.
Yeah. I still find like wires in my drift car, that are like just going to nowhere. And I'm like, what? Who did this? This wasn't me, but like, who did this?
At one point, someone chucked a head unit in there, and speakers, and they just cut and stuck their own shit in there. And
yeah, that's it.
That's a good thing, having like 5 wires altogether.
Yeah, that's the dream. But if I want to get it club reg and everything, I have to like keep it sort of together and then fuck around with it.
Yeah,
I'm hoping I can get club reg soon, but I don't know if it's going to happen.
So what does it need to be for club reg?
Essentially it has to be like still get a roadworthy certificate, so like it doesn't have aircon or heating, which I don't know, and
maybe that's my car.
Yeah, which is fine. I don't really care about that, but I think that's like in Victoria, that's like a roadworthy thing, and like I need to put the old seat back in it. I got the stock steering wheel on it still and a bunch of shit. But my screamer pipe would have to be like plumbed into the exhaust. So it'll be
That's
pretty
no
hard.
fun.
I'm thinking like maybe I just like get the guy to roadie it and then like not drive it for like 4 weeks and then just do it all. And then if a cop pulls me over, I'll be like, no, I just did this in the 4 weeks. Like I had it at home.
Yeah. So with Club Rego, does that mean you'd have to have like a logbook for driving it and like?
Yeah. Yeah, you have to like, log the Ks.
It's 60 days, isn't it? You can drive it, or
Yeah, you can set like a certain amount of days. I think you can get like 60 days or like 30 days maybe. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, like 60 days is still like once every
lot.
weekend. Like
Yeah.
that's still heaps.
Like I'd take it out like maybe every second Sunday. Like
yeah, exactly. So like 60, at that rate, you'd struggle to hit the 60 still.
yeah.
It's still
And
plenty.
it's a little bit more lenient in terms of modifications you've done to your car as well, aren't they? Like they
I think
don't
they said
exactly.
Yeah, I think they see the club reg and they're like, oh yeah, whatever, like not going to pull you over because it's a Sunday.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. Yeah, like in terms of, I don't know, just like racing seats and wheels and stuff like that. I guess if you're on club reg, does it really have? I guess it would all have to be the same sort of road legality.
Like if I have my bucket seat in it, they'll be like, oh, is this engineered to the car? And I'll say no, and then
Yeah. I guess, well, I was speaking to Jacob from Deathclick, and he gets around in a KE70 or something. Sorry, yeah, an old school Toyota Corolla. But it's got like rust all through it, all through the bumper and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like this thing, like bucket
Pretty
seats,
fast.
everything else as well. Yeah, oh, it's nuts. But he has historic rego.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of like road rules don't apply.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why it works.
Yes.
That's whack.
Yeah. So you can pretty much do anything, go anywhere, still drive, just like Club Rego, but it's historic. So you still have a logbook, still have everything, you can still drive it, but you can drive bonk-ass cars.
How long does it have to be historic?
I'm not quite sure. Let's have a look. I think it's 25 years.
25 cars. So that'd be essentially the same as our club
Yeah,
reg.
so my 33 could do it, probably.
Yeah, it can.
I could get like a VS Commodore on the historic rego.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, you could.
Is
Oh.
registering a classic or vintage car. Eligible vehicles. Let's have a look.
Ginger's saying they're not as anal about mods. He's in Victoria as well, so.
Okay, so vehicles that are at least 30 years old or heavy vehicles that are 25 years old. So 5 more years and stuff like Skylines and everything else can go to historic now.
Huh.
Well,
That's pretty cool.
They're hitting that point now where they're like becoming like legal in America because they're old enough.
Yeah,
So
correct.
people are
Yeah.
just like shipping their R33s off to America.
Yeah, that's why it was crazy when I got the $3,000 33 when I did, because all of a sudden
Yeah.
the very next year they were shipping off to the States, and now they're 20-ish grand.
Mm-hmm.
And people in the States are still buying them like 40 plus almost for R33s.
That is insane.
It is crazy. I'd love to just keep buying them and shipping them over, but I don't know how legal that would be.
Yeah, imagine just buying like a bunch here or a bunch from Japan and then shipping them off to America.
Yeah, you could literally buy 1 here, ship it off, buy 2 here, ship them off, buy 4. Like, it's almost that profitable.
Yeah.
You could just keep buying them and shipping them.
Like drop shipping with
drop shipping R33s.
Yeah, I could literally just do a Wix site up real quick and just have cars for sale on there. That'd be funny as hell.
You don't even see the car; it just goes from Japan straight to the US.
Yeah.
Straight out of China.
that's funny.
Japan.
It's pretty crazy that some Japanese retailers, not retailers, car yards will no longer sell to foreigners whatsoever because they don't want the cars to leave the country.
That's cool though.
I like
It's
that.
awesome, yeah.
Holy shit.
Because it's nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy. What are you doing for a bit, Michael? Because we've been going for like over an hour.
Yeah, you were saying 45 minutes.
We're
before.
saying 45 minutes.
I was
It's like
I was like,
this always happens. This always happens.
It's almost 10:30 for you guys, yeah?
It's almost 9:30 for us.
Oh, okay. Oh, daylight savings isn't a thing anymore. Sick.
No, yeah, we're the same as you now.
Meant. Live stream
Yeah.
start on time. Hooray.
Yeah, that's right. Remember when you missed it?
being like an hour late. And
An
coming
hour
into it.
late,
Oh,
you're like,
great.
"Oh, boys, we're in," and we're like, "Ending."
Okay. So another thing with historic vehicles as well is you also need to carry like a club newsletter or events and stuff like that. So you need to be kind of going to an event and have a reason to drive a car.
Yeah.
So you could literally just start your own club and say you're going to a car meet.
Yeah, right.
So I don't know. It's a bit weird.
And it wouldn't be much to join a club anyway. It'd be like $50 a year.
Yeah, and just have someone say, yeah, just call me out whenever you have any issues.
Yeah.
Actually, I do know of a guy that does like I don't know, he's got some early girl Commodores club, and yeah, he literally just organizes club rego for people. Like I don't even think he really has a club. He's just the name of the club, and like he's the one that signs off on everyone's papers so they can actually have club rego.
Yeah.
Yep.
We have like the same sort of thing down here called Vivid Motorsports, and they do track days, but now they do like club reg, track days, car meets, like all this shit. It's pretty cool.
I couldn't imagine like having to sign off to go for a Sunday drive though. Like
I know. Imagine that. Oh, hang on.
I just want to jump in my car and go. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. It'd be weird having to call people up and say, "Hey, can I take my car out today?"
I don't know. I think with club reg down here, you can just like put in your Ks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You know, you drive a certain amount of Ks or whatever it is. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure how it works. Oh, man.
I wonder if you could register the same car twice. Club reg.
I don't know. Maybe?
No,
No, surely not.
It'd probably be the same amount as rego.
Yeah. Well, it's only like, yeah, it's nowhere near as expensive as a full rego.
Yeah. Which
is awesome.
Yeah. Who knows?
Do you have a favorite burnout pad that you like?
Summer Nuts is king.
Yeah.
Like, it is a smaller pad, so you can't get as much speed. Like for instance, Sydney pad is massive. You have so much room to use and less chance of hitting walls. But like you can't like Summer Nuts is like a coliseum. Like you've got tens of thousands of people on either side. Like it is like it's bigger than real life, and it's awesome to be there. And especially like I've only ever been in a car once on the pad, and it is so intimidating. Like looking down, it's freaking awesome. Like nothing compares to it. It's insane.
Yeah, it does seem pretty freaking cool because you got like all those grandstands and like everything around it, and that long. It's pretty long, isn't it? Like that first skid part, and then into the
like the entry chute as like where you get to do the tip in and stuff. Yeah. It's pretty sick, and like because it's so close, like close quarters and everything, like you really feel a part of it and everything, even if you're a spectator. Like it's pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, pretty freaking cool. Well, we've been going for over an hour. Do you guys in the chat want to get in some quick questions before we start wrapping some things up? I'm sure you guys have got some more questions. Yeah. Have you got anything left you want to say? Want to shout yourself out? Do anything?
No, I feel like we've covered so much.
We have.
I came in like with no expectations of where we were going with this, so it was pretty good.
Yeah, that usually happens. Like everyone seems to vibe pretty well, I suppose.
Yeah.
And then we had Zach rock up. Yeah.
And he doesn't vibe.
Zach vibes. Zach's a vibe.
Yeah, who knows? Zach is just Zach. We just do whatever he needs to do. He's one. Let's go.
Yeah, do you reckon there's anything we need to do for YouTube and Australia? Because like YouTube and the car scene is so small in Australia. Like you got like Mighty Car Mods and that's it. Like,
like up until like last year, they were still like the biggest car channel in the world.
Yeah.
Well, probably not last year. It's probably like 2018 or 2019 now.
Yeah.
We're so behind, aren't we?
So behind. Like we're just catching up. Like.
Yeah, I was going to say the way I like to see it, like I've had some people be like, "Oh, it's a shame you're in Australia, though. It'll never work." Whereas I still see it as a completely untapped market.
Untapped.
Like, 100%.
So
someone just needs to do that like American YouTuber sort of style thing over here, and it'd be perfect.
Yeah. Like
Which
TikTok,
is where I
untapped.
think your channel is amazing, Picnic, is because there is like, especially the events that you go to is all going to be about skids, burnouts, all that sort of stuff, which is what Americans love to see as well as Australians. And
No
I
one
think
really
that's
does
probably
that here.
you probably have the most niche like Australians, like what am I trying to say? The most Australian specific YouTube channel that I could possibly think of. So,
and that's exactly the market and the niche I'm going for.
You found.
Well, I've grown up with burnouts. Like I've grown up with Summernats, like literally 3 minutes down the road, like that. And then filming are my biggest passions. And it's like combine them and then copy the formula that people like TJ Hunt, Adam LZ, exactly what they're doing, but then with burnout cars and Aussie muscle, and then with people like Cletus, it's really helping that industry because he's into burnouts, like anything like that's it is a potentially massively untapped market that could blow up because like as much as I would have wanted to do Jap stuff and everything, I felt it was so oversaturated and it was so intimidating to get into it.
Yeah. Well, when I was doing my drift car stuff, I was like growing very, very slowly, like 100 view videos. Like it's pretty shit. Like when I did my SS stuff, it was like easy 1,000 views video. And I was like, well, I don't really want to do this. I want to do Jap. So I did my drift car and then it was like 100 views a video and I was as shit as. And now I'm doing Hilux stuff and it's like untapped. Well, actually it's getting really, really tapped at the moment, but it was untapped. And like I'm getting like thousands of views a video now. And you've essentially done the same thing, burnouts, and you've done it well. Like anyone can pick up a camera, right? But you're just doing it well.
Well, one thing that like for the last decade and stuff, I've been always into cinematics, been like a massive nerd with cameras. Like I've always known how to edit because I've been doing it for like the last 10 years or so. Yeah. So like I wasn't a car guy that was like, oh, I want to have a YouTube channel kind of thing. It all just perfectly was merging together.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's like every passion that I've got in one. So
awesome.
Yeah, because like I started filming off like Jap cars and all that stuff. I started filming because I originally like one of the main guys that runs Downshift Australia, he's from Canberra, and like he gave me a shot with filming. So I traveled to heaps of events, go to World Time Attack, film for them and everything. And like all the cinematic stuff, but like you got people in the States like Crispy and like over here Heartnet Media and stuff like
they just dominate.
So big. Like especially in America, everyone with a good camera is fucking insane these days.
That's exactly right.
It's so overly saturated with really good content over there. So like again, just trying to copy those awesome formulas and start it in like a new niche that I feel like could pick up.
Yeah, it will 100%. It will pick up because especially with Cletus and this whole Freedom Factory, the fact that they're now starting to have crowds and burnout competitions and everything. And your channel, as soon as Americans find it, is going to be insane.
And like when Cletus comes to Australia as well, he's been twice now.
Yeah, well, he's been like 4 or 5 times because he came a lot when he was still working for 1320. Yep. Because up until like last year was the first year that I hadn't actually worked at Summernats.
Yeah.
So I used to work on the burnout pad. So like when 1320 would come, I'd be able to hang out with them, and I used to chat to Cletus all the time because he was just their Instagram guy back then.
Yeah,
no one knew who he was. He was just following Kyle around on his phone.
Yeah, Kyle was way bigger than he was. Yeah,
he was really easy to talk to then because he was just an average guy kind of thing. Like he was just chilling. Whereas when he came last year to Summernats, he was like a proper celebrity. Like in the scene.
Fucked up.
Yeah,
that's so crazy. Like, it's just so weird. Isn't it?
So it would be awesome if he could come back because then because I'm trying to find that healthy mix between trying to continuously shove my shit on all of his posts because I know that like if he sees it, it very potentially could possibly be good, but then at the same time it's just like I don't want to just be selling my shit and pushing it on every single thing.
Yeah.
And because of COVID, he probably won't be coming back to a Summernats for at least a couple years at this rate.
Mm-hmm. Should offer him the chance to drive it.
Bro, I have. I've sent him so many messages. But I've got to stop now because he's just not sending them. So it just it gets awkward.
Yeah. No, fair call.
It's a tough one because their messages get bombarded. Like your messages get bombarded, right? You have 16K. Imagine theirs. Like
Indy went through like our requests the other day, and there was like some guy that like it actually made me famous because of how much he was hating on us just because I hadn't replied to his message because I hadn't seen it. And like he was
that happens.
Getting angry.
Holy shit.
Like 0 to 100 like real quick, and like just because I hadn't seen it, and he was getting filthy at it.
Really?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
But I found like even with the people that like you do get a lot of people that are good reaching out and everything, but it's like it's not good for your mental health to just be like I live on my phone as is. Like I can see Zach even on his now, but like literally like live on it. So like if you then add to the fact that you try to respond to every single person, like it's bad for your social life, it's bad for everything. Like at some point you do have to find that level of ignoring it. And then when you think that like we are tiny YouTube channels, like as far as the scale goes, we're not even classified as a small channel.
Yeah.
And it's already like that. If you go to someone that has like millions of subscribers, like how do they even unlock their phone to talk to people they want to talk to? I can imagine their shit would just be below.
Yeah, trying to even find them.
Like it must just be like a constant stream that doesn't finish of just inboxes and tags.
Yeah, like your message requests would just be full. Like,
and not only that, but like even just looking at some of the toxicity on the internet, like places that don't even like relate, or they're not even trying to target you at all, like places like Reddit, like Hackett Garage Reddit and all that sort of stuff. Like there's some really toxic places on the internet that could just I don't know how bigger YouTubers do it at all. It's freaking crazy.
Yeah, like Cletus, who's like he doesn't have a bad bone in his body. I'd see him as like one of the most advertising friendly YouTubers there is. Like he ticks every box.
Every box, yeah.
And he was saying because like he does his month of madness or whatever where he uploads for a month straight. I remember last year, he like on the last day or something, he was having issues uploading. So he just went live and then played the video on the live stream so he could watch it. And he said that he was getting death threats from that because he didn't actually upload. And like where do people think that's okay? Like that is insane.
Oh man. That should just never happen, hey? Like
so nuts.
My cousin, he's an actor, right? And he was in Riverdale. I don't know if you know what Riverdale is. He was a bad character, right?
Yeah.
And so he was playing a bad character, and people were messaging him like, "Oh my god, if you steal blah blah blah's girlfriend, I'm gonna fucking kill you." It's fucking acting, bro.
I love that.
Like the worst things now is like, especially with having a car that looks like it cost $1 million to build, like people just assume you're rich.
Yeah.
Or the biggest thing is they assume I sell drugs. That's the biggest thing.
Got any pingers?
Like on all my TikToks and everything, everyone's like they all like, oh, this is what it's like to be a drug dealer and stuff like that.
Actually?
Yeah.
No way. I'm going to find it.
Yeah, like I think on the one where I was like, what's it like to be an Aussie? They're like, one of the biggest comments was like, what it's like to be a coke dealer.
Ridiculous.
Is that the one when I commented nice Hilux? No. Oh no. I don't know. I commented nice Hilux when you were like showing off your wagon.
It's so hard. Like I still don't completely understand TikTok, and like
it's the best.
It is really good. Like the biggest thing I've been doing is literally just jump on and copy a trend. Like that's all I've really been doing, and they're the ones that have been like semi-successful.
Yeah.
But, like I still don't understand how commenting works, or like some of the things within the actual app itself still confused. Like the editing is fucking so painful.
Editing is odd.
Yeah. Really strange.
You can edit on your computer if you can be bothered.
I was going to say, most of the time I just edit it in Final Cut and then just chuck it on my phone and upload it.
Yeah.
Yep.
What I do is when I'm making a video for YouTube, I'll just make like a quicker version on TikTok. I'll film it on my phone first and then put it onto TikTok. And then, so it's like a quicker, straight to the point version, and people seem to really love that. Like, I don't really do the trends like you've been doing.
Okay, yeah,
I
right.
think
People
I've been
sort of
thinking
follow
about
you
doing
through.
it, but yeah, I've got 25,000 followers that have just been like following the journey, like they have been, but they're just not going over to YouTube, which is kind of annoying. But
Well, like even like when I've tried to push it, because that one of the way of the like Tell Me You're an Aussie,
Yeah.
that one's like 980,000,
Mm.
and then like I did one before that. Oh, it's just that one where you're picking up your keys.
oh
And
yeah,
Yeah, and that one's at 2.5 mil, and
Yeah.
then like I've got like I think nearly 900,000 like overall likes and 55,000 followers. But being TikTok, you don't really care about it. Like it's not, the metrics don't convert, so like it almost doesn't feel real. It's not the same.
yeah,
Like you have a half of 100,000 followers. Like imagine if that was on YouTube right now, you would be like, you'd
Like
be
that-
screaming.
That is like officially a small channel at 100,000 followers.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
That's
But
what
the
I'm
fact that
like-
it's on TikTok
yeah.
is kind of like it's a dead audience.
like
Yeah.
if
It's
I was
annoying.
getting 20,000 views to 1 million views, like I do on my TikToks, and 25,000 followers, I would be
Dude,
One thing.
if TikTok views were YouTube views, that'd be amazing.
And the best thing was like that one that got 2.5 mil. It did that in like 3 days.
yeah.
So,
Mhm.
like literally, you could refresh the page and it'd jump up like 10 to 50,000 views every time.
Yeah.
And just like it'd just like feed that scratch that YouTube doesn't hit.
Yeah.
It does, doesn't it? Like my
Was-
videos that get 1 million views, you just like watch it, you're like, oh yeah, like more
Yeah.
more views, and then
And
it
you see,
slows
like,
down.
it's got like 100,000, like hundreds of thousands of likes and stuff, and then like, but still like, it's not the same as if it was on YouTube because like,
Yeah, it's not. If they start paying, bang.
Oh, 100%. Apparently, no one in Australia can get verified anymore on TikTok, so good luck with getting paid from TikTok.
Yeah, they're gonna have to work something out because
I didn't even know you can monetize on it regardless.
yeah.
Yeah, so
like,
if you're verified, you can, yeah.
well, in America, you can get paid, and like Italy and some other places for some reason. I think the UK.
I
There's
thought
like
it
a
was
bun-
just off brand deals and things
Yeah,
like
people
that.
get like brand deals, but like in America, they have like a creator fund, and you can get
Oh.
paid per
Wow.
view. Yeah.
I tell you who I love watching on TikTok is Boost Gumps.
yeah.
That is
yeah.
a-
That's so
Yeah.
funny.
Brilliant. The
His
amount of
take.
shit that he stirs is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Bro, I've been watching it. Like they've been feeding them onto my feed a lot lately, and I've been watching them, loving them, and everything. And it was only today that I realized he was in that
He's in
group
the
chat.
chat.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it was so cool. It was the same with Richo's Customs. I've been like watching like all like that like supercharged
Oh, the AU.
AU that he's got.
Yeah.
I've been watching that for ages, like literally since I downloaded the app. And it was only like the last week I was like, oh, he's in here too. Like
Yeah.
that's pretty.
It's
Yeah.
a pretty cool chat.
It's cool. It's a pretty
Yeah.
cool little chat. I don't know why Mike and other bloke left Clutch Kick, but I don't know. I'll find out. Still good friends with them.
Mike was just sick of the chat, and I
Yeah, fair
assume
call.
Andrew was the same because he's friends with Mike.
Yeah, fair call.
Yeah.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
There is a lot that's always going on, and it's usually just talk about max speeding rods.
Oh.
yeah.
Oh
Really
my
should just
God.
rename the chat to friggin' max speeding
Yeah,
rods.
to max speeding rods.
Ambassadors.
I tried to like inlay that joke in one of my videos, and everyone called me up as saying like not saying it right. And I was like, wait, none of you get the joke, like max speeding rods.
How are you even supposed to pronounce that that brand?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I-
I just say max speeding.
Well, that's
Yeah.
the way the Haggard boys used to say it back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it max speeding? How's it
No,
spelled?
it's MAXPEE. So it's
yeah, so
max,
it's max
P.
speeding.
It is
Yeah.
max speeding rods.
I don't know. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
I've been approached now almost 10 times for
Same.
that brand.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Why can't that be other good brands? Like,
yeah.
to be
Well,
honest, I should just keep stocking up on turbos every single time they ask me. And it's like, yeah, it'd be cool to do a video with this turbo right here and just keep blowing them up and just keep using them.
Yeah.
I'm now on to number 2, so I don't know.
Oh,
of
they
wanna get
sent you
something
another
different
one?
there. No, I found another one at Ipswich for $100. So I blew it up at Matsuri, and then another bloke saw that I blew it up, messaged me, and he's like, "Hey, I'm coming out to Matsuri anyway, and I have it in Ipswich. I'll give it to you for $100." And so he brought it to Matsuri.
That's
We already had
insane.
a turbo out the car. We had it, we had the car blow up. We brought it in, took the turbo off, sourced a new turbo, put the new turbo back in, and was back out on track within 4 hours.
Oh, sick.
Right. That is the best part of events.
We left we left Matsuri healthier than we went into it. We didn't go through any tires. They were all still legal, so I didn't have to spend anything.
I like it.
Mainly because it was just rallycross. So
Yeah.
But yeah, that was power cruise like that, like because we did like the first burnout that night at like 10 o'clock at night, and that's when we blew the CVs and diff. And then as I was driving off the pad, one of my mates from like my mate Bobby from Wollongong, he was like, "Yo, I got a diff and CVs like at my house in Wollongong." And then like my other mate Mitch was like, "Hang on, I'll call a mate. He'll go pick him up." And like at 2 a.m. he drove out to drop them off. And then like when he got there, he was just like, "Yeah, it's my pop's funeral tomorrow, so I'm going to drive back to Wollongong now at 2 a.m."
Oh my god!
What the fuck? That's crazy.
And then literally at 2 a.m. with like multiple ugga-duggers, we're just like sending it in.
Many ugga-duggers.
That was like
Dude,
one of the best bits because everyone chipped in and helped.
Yeah, it's so fucking sick.
Yeah.
I didn't realize just like with YouTube how generous some people are. I would never have met people as nice as what they are now without
I've
having
met
done YouTube.
so many nice people. Like I have some really nice subscribers, followers. Probably call them friends now because I've met them that many times. Like people, I got like headlights the other day. I got a winch, and then the same guy that gave me headlights came back and gave me a UHF. Like
that's
people,
crazy.
There's one guy local here, and I was like, when I was getting towards the end of the build, I was like, I need tail lights. Like I'm about to buy tail lights and everything like that. And he's like, "Oh, dude, I've got a spare set. I'll give you these ones." And I was like, "Oh, sick! Like you're an absolute legend." And then when he got here, he was like, "Oh no, I literally just bought these for my car, but I'd rather see them go into your car for the channel." And I was
Wow!
like, brand new aftermarket lights. And then like at Power Cruise, when I like blew one out, I was looking for another one for the next event so I could pass through scrutineering. And another local guy was like, "Oh, I've got a spare set, I'll drop them off." And then I found out that like because the diff was blown, I was like, "Oh, I found out the CVs were blown." So I was like, "Shit, has anyone got CVs?" And he's like, "Yeah, I've actually got a spare set." So he brought over a spare set.
Brought the whole lot over.
Yeah, and then I found out like he brought me one because I only thought one was broken. I thought found out the other one was broke. And I was like, "Oh, have you got another one by any chance?" And he was just like, "Oh, it's all right." And like he rocks up to my house and he's literally got a boot full of CVs. Like literally like so we have spares.
Like a drug dealer.
Yeah, and then like at good like TJ Good Friday burnouts, like we literally melted the side skirts off the car, like turned them to liquid.
Yeah.
And then like that same guy, like he was at the event and he was like, "Hey bro, I got side skirts, I'll hook you up." So I got them off him like the next day. Like,
that's brilliant.
What a legend.
It's just from what he had laying
What
in
a
his garage.
legend. That's so freaking cool.
It was sick.
Yeah. I love my community. It's like the best thing ever.
Yeah, incredible, yeah.
Yeah. Like Zach's community is pretty freaking sweet as well. I've seen them do some crazy shit on live streams. Like
yeah, it's pretty crazy. Just like I don't know, I never really had good camera equipment. I love cameras and everything else as well, and I've always known how to use them, but I've always just got by with the bare basics.
Yeah.
And so I put out like a PO box because everyone wanted to send me stuff like stickers and all that sort of stuff. One bloke sent me a GoPro Hero 9. Like,
holy shit.
Like, what the fuck? Like, why does that happen? And then I found out that he's also the bloke that donates hundreds, like thousands of dollars just on live streams and stuff like that, just because he's not rich, but I've like through my videos I've helped him through tough times, and he was kind of like, yeah, well, it's kind of cool, you can keep doing that, and I feel better about that sort of thing for me. So all of a sudden now he comes down to Brisbane every now and then, and he stays here, and yeah, he's got a couple of Supras and stuff like that. He's like an extremely nice guy.
How crazy is it when you're like, because obviously you get some like followers that are very over the top and everything like that, and then you get some like it's hard to judge a character. You kind of like sooner or later, without trying to be a dick, you're not grouping them all as one, but they're all just the legends that you talk to as a group. But then
exactly right.
You'll always get these random ones that like you don't even know how they kind of like sneak in, but they become like best mates. Like my mate Ben, he like the meet. We held like a meet last December or something. It was massive, and he came to that, and he was buying merch then, and he's always been buying merch. And for every event, he was always messaging us like, "Hey, can we help out with anything?" Like, "No, man, that's awesome. But thanks for asking." And then like at Power Cruise, he was like, "Oh, I've got a bunch of tires, so I'll bring him over." So he literally got his mates to like come and trek tires over for us and everything. And then like throughout the weekend, he was just hanging around with us more. And then like he just, without being asked, he just like when we were doing like the diff and everything, he just came in and helped. And then like you start to like meet them more and understand who they are. And he's just like, shit, these people are fucking awesome. And then
all of a sudden, friends, and they're just there, and it's cool.
Isn't it the best?
Like we're like best mates now, and like me and Tim, who was commenting before about the LS swapped FD, the blown one. We're now like in a group chat, like a picnic group chat, and we talk about like business decisions, content, like events we're going to. He tows the wagon to most events, and like it was that he was just like another
legend
subscriber that was watching.
Yep.
I've got the same sort of same sort of story. Like I had a subscriber come help me with my exhaust, and then he came back and did something else, and then we went full driving, and now we're like best mates pretty much, and like we just go full driving all the time and do all this shit. It's just the same thing. Like you can really tell when someone's like gonna be a good person though.
Well, you see like a lot of people that are like, of course they want to help out, but they may have an ulterior, like a different agenda.
Yeah.
Like trying to either get something or looking for something. Yeah. Whereas, like, for instance, he was just so happy to roll his sleeves up and actually do some
fun. He just wanted to help, Like,
and then he just stand back. Like he wasn't looking for anything.
Yeah.
And like they're the ones that stand out and you like notice them more.
Yeah. Well, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so freaking cool.
Yeah, like the coolest thing about like the YouTube channel is by far the people that I've met.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like, even just doing YouTube, I've met like Adam, Zach. We haven't met you yet.
Yeah, even like, just like you guys. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like before I had a channel, I was watching you, and now we're in the fucking...
Yeah, it's wicked. It's absolutely awesome.
And like Luke Fink. Like when I was like watching him in the States, like drifting at Hoonigan and at Drift Week and everything.
Yeah.
And now we're all talking and chatting and planning content together.
Yeah. The freaking best shit ever.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I think one of the craziest things, especially, I don't know if you know him, but Sam over in Japan, Samet?
Yes, yeah. I don't know him personally, but I've definitely seen a lot of his content.
I think he's, I don't know, it's kind of weird because I look at it in a way that he's like, I guess, mentoring me in the whole YouTube thing. He's just always sort of been there to someone. Like I could literally call him at any time and he would answer. Yeah. He's now got a channel that's 400,000 subscribers big. I met him when he was my size now at 30K. He was just drifting around Archerfield. I had 6,000 subscribers and I just kept messaging him and just going, hey, look, I know this sounds really stupid. I've never been drifting before and you're an idol of mine. Can I come in your car and just I don't know, I'll change tires. I'll do anything. I just literally just want to come meet you and do anything. Took me a good couple of days. I went to every single one of Adam LZ's events. I think they had like 3 or 4 events. Going there, every single one just to meet him. Finally got out there and met him. All of a sudden, I ended up just changing tires for him. I filmed a couple of clips for him for YouTube and then just got chatting through Instagram. And all of a sudden, I'm here now at 30K. I literally message him every single day about things he's doing, about what I'm doing, and he invites me over to Japan. We go drifting. He's let me literally borrow his R33 to learn how to drift over in Scuba Circuit. Like, that's freaking wicked. And so
cool.
He paid for like all the fuel, all the travel, all the food. He, held me up in his house for like 2 weeks. Took me all over Japan to Fuji, let me drive his car, let me drive Okachan's car, like the freaking SR drifting god in Japan. I just happened to drive his daily to Osaka, because why not? Like, it's just weird as fuck things just happen, and it's cool. It's freaking awesome. Sam will always be one of my idols, and it's just cool that he's been a really good friend of mine, so. That's just the weird people you meet through YouTube.
Yeah,
but it's crazy. Like even in like the burnout scene, guys that I used to idolize and see them as proper celebrities and like they were my heroes and stuff. Like just because I enjoy making dumb videos and filming them, putting out, like now somehow we call each other mates, and like I could kill myself with that. Like it is insane.
Yeah. It's freaking wicked. I love it.
Freaking cool. Yeah, Ginge in the chat, he's saying, "Here I am letting Mez down by bailing on his car mates." Because he was
literally been forward driving with Ginge though. Like he just came on the podcast and started donating, and he wanted to come for a drive.
He was yeah, he was supposed to come, and I was just like, where the fuck is he all night? Like waiting for him to rock up in his car. And then I messaged him. I was like, "Where are you, dog?" And he's like, "Oh, I had to go somewhere." Bulldogged it. But nah, he's a legend.
Though. Like, and he just started watching the podcast and just donating $34.99.
yeah, was it $34.99? Because he couldn't change the number.
he didn't know how to change the number, so it just kept being the same dono.
Yeah, it was freaking great.
It was such an odd number. It was like $32.90 or $34.99 or something stupid. Like, why? Who knows?
Well, I need to go to bed because
I'm gonna go to bed
I got
too.
work tomorrow at 7 o'clock in the morning. I'd love to keep going. This is like fucking, we're vibing, but yeah.
Oh, this is awesome. It's gone an hour longer than we thought it would.
Yeah.
What are we up to now? Oh my god.
What are we up to? What podcast?
Time wise.
Oh,
we've been like in an hour and 45, 47 minutes.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, that's it. I am actually planning another car meet, car meet, I should say, with 4-wheel drives and whatever you want to bring, really. Like, it doesn't just have to be 4-wheel drives because all my followers are 4-wheel drives now. So yeah, if you listen to this, I'm coming up with a spot to do the meet. It's not going to be at Glenny Kebabs because they're under very high risk with the highway patrol at the moment. Some complaints have come in, so yeah, it sucks. It was like the spot to be, and there was like awesome. There was like they worked in with the cops as well, and then there was like all these complaints, and some people did some burnouts, and now it's like red hot.
Yeah, all of Canberra is pretty red hot at the moment. Like you guys probably saw what happened over like what would have been the Summer Nats weekend, where it just
went boom.
Like that's still way too red hot. Like that video that I uploaded when I first drove the wagon. Like we were in an industrial estate on a weekend when there was no one around, and like obviously we needed to test the car, so we did a little skid, and like the cops were trying to make an example out of us. They were hounding in for something you could tell the other day they would have been fine with. But like all of Canberra is like red hot still.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fucked up.
Yeah. That's the only reason I haven't thrown another meet.
Yeah. I'm glad that really hasn't. Oh, there was like that one sort of thing down here from Troy Candy, but my mate was pretty tame actually. We just all parked up, ate some HSPs and chilled out. It was fucking sick. It was so good. Yeah.
It sounds like a sick mate.
Yeah.
It was actually really well. Like, it was so good. Like, I met a lot of people.
All the 4B guys rock up, put the tailgates down, sit on the back with HSPs and codes.
Yeah, everyone just, like, parked up. There was, like, all these massive cars. Like, we just filled the car park, ate some HSPs, and then,
That's it.
It was so cool. So I'm trying to find, like, another good spot, but I don't know. It's pretty hard. But do you want to say anything more, you guys? You got anything left to say? You got any merch to buy? What's your website? What's your Instagram? Come on.
Buy my merch so I can afford parts.
Yeah. Buy merch so we can go to more events. That's the big thing we need,
if you do want to become a member, it supports the podcast and the build as well. And I do have merch coming soon. I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do. So, I guess thank you so much for coming on the podcast, Michael. Picnic Media, you as well, Zach. Both legends. I'll have to fly up soon, and we'll do some awesome content together.
Yeah, so keen.
Yeah, Collabs are key. So
Yes.
yeah, and if you didn't watch this live, you're a pleb. So you know. And yeah, all right. Cheers, boys.
Cheers, brother.
Boosts.
Yeah.